Hi, my listeners on 88.9 FM. I'm so blessed and thrilled to share this news that we are having conversations with the people within the Wyndham community area. But at the first time, I'm having a conversation with our beloved Mayor of Wyndham Council. So, welcome to our show, Mayor Jennie. Thank you for your time.
Good morning, Bismi, and it's wonderful to be here with you today.
Thank you. So just to share, my listeners, we all know Maya started the term of 2023 to 2024, and then she is doing many different initiatives. But her portfolio, the main portfolio, is Welcoming City portfolio, where she is trying all different multicultural activities and then connecting people together and then close link to their heritage. So we are seeing many different initiatives, Jenny, these days, and then finding out that people are connecting a lot between different cultures, and then different initiatives are coming up. So to start our conversation on this series that called It Is My Wyndham, you are our first point of contact, and then we are all looking forward to you. So my question is, like, being a mayor, in that role is very crucial for the whole city. What is your experience, and then what are the core initiatives that you are in at the moment?
Thank you for the question, Bismi. And yes, look, the life of a mayor is incredibly busy, and there are a lot of wide and broad responsibilities and things that happen on a daily basis and a weekly basis. And you're never quite sure what the day is going to bring, but let's just say it always brings many, many challenges and opportunities. In terms of the core issues or the areas of need, I think there are lots of key priorities for the councillor group, and certainly the well-being and the prosperity of everyone in our community is always front of mind, while also addressing the needs that the municipality has short-term, medium-term and long-term.
Mm-hmm.
So always infrastructure needs and improvements, whether or not it's repairs and refurbishments to the older established areas, or whether or not it's securing funding and doing the planning for long-term infrastructure projects in the growth areas. There's always lots of community engagement happening. We're very focused on community well-being. We work on lots of programs for families and for children, as well as for seniors. So we have a life course program that covers all of the ages and stages of life. We're focused on community safety. We're focused on being a welcoming city. As you said, I have the Welcoming City portfolio, and that means doing lots of work with people coming into our city and making sure that people feel welcome, making sure that people feel that they can belong. And then, of course, there's all of the social and economic inclusion work that's happening through that Welcoming City portfolio as well. Greening Wyndham, making sure we've got enough open spaces, playgrounds for our families. They're the main sorts of things.
Yeah, that's a big bundle of things, and then we can see many different outcomes happening these days, and different initiatives. And one thing I can find out is, like, the Greening Wyndham is clearly coming up, and Recycle project is really taking into, like, an impact on younger generation. So that's a great model that we are giving to the next generation. So Jenny, we know that
it's about education, isn't it? It's about education and making sure that we educate our younger generations and our families.
Yeah, and again, like, we indirectly giving them that discipline, and then finding out, like, whatever you do, there is a cost and then impact on that. So, personally, I would say my kids are collecting all different bottles wherever they go. And then they said that I had this, can I have that bottle so I can recycle? So they're getting that into their brain. So that's a very good initiative. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. And on the weekend, Saturday just gone, we had a reconciliation tree planting day. in Tarneet, and we had so many people, families and young children coming out to plant trees. It was a wonderful morning.
Yeah. So I think, people are getting the feel that that's my home. I need to connect with the council and do something for that where I do live. That's I can ask that's the next question, because we know that Wyndham is the fast growing multicultural and young family group, and then they connect their culture so close to their core, and they need to redo or continue their culture here wherever they live. And that's why we can see all different places. We have different type of multicultural activities happening. Multicultural groups are starting, and that initiative from different cultures are really increasing in our council. And then, as you already mentioned, you are welcoming all these activities. So my question is, as a multicultural community, what is our priorities and what are the different initiatives that we are starting as new? We know that we have Holi, we have Chinese festival, we have all these food truck, all those ones. What are the new ones that we are trying to initiate?
Well, look, we have so many things happening. We are such a diverse community, and we have people from 162 different countries across the world coming to Wyndham and living in Wyndham. Those people speak, more than 180 odd languages. So we're an incredibly diverse, very multicultural, very multi-faith community here in Wyndham. And in fact, we have 5 out of the top 10 multicultural suburbs in the whole of Australia. Point Cook comes in as number 1. That's followed by Tarneet, then Werribee, and then, also in the top 10 is Williams Landing and Hoppers Crossing. So we're incredibly diverse, and a lot of our families and people from overseas have arrived in a very short period of time within the last 5 years. So for those people, we want to make sure that they settle well in our community. We want to make sure that they integrate well, and we want to make sure that they participate in the life of this city. And I think by feeling welcome, people do want to connect more. They do want to participate. So it could be skilled migrants coming. It could be family reunion. We also have quite a number of refugee and humanitarian entrants coming into the city. So I think the needs of different migrant groups can also vary in terms of how much support they need. Some people come in and they have a lot of family members here. Others come in and they have nobody. So we want to make sure that people don't feel isolated in our community, and we want to make sure they have enough activities to be able to do. And council's really focused on, I mentioned the Life Course program, which is an important program across all ages and stages, but there are also programs for through the maternal child health area of council. We run some bilingual play groups that young mums can join. There's story time at the library. Our community centres across Wyndham are running lots and lots of diverse programs that can connect people, get them into the centre and get them to meet other people. Then, of course, there's the festivals and events that happen on weekends and after hours, and pretty much every weekend in Wyndham there would be something that councillors attend, and the broader community can attend as well, get to know their neighbours, get to know the people living in their community.
That's great. And then that's where we're connecting and starting with all the mixed culture. And I believe, going forward, we will have Wyndham culture, which is grabbing all the good things from all this 132 countries culture. So I believe that's where the future, right?
I think so. Yeah, that is our normal now. We are a city where 51% of people were born overseas. So that is the normal here now in Wyndham.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm a Wyndham resident for last 24 years. And then that time I would be I would confess that I didn't personally know that I should come to the council to get get help and then do something. I was more concentrated on the workplace, was thinking that workplace is helping us. And it took me a while to go through all different things in the family and then come back to the council. And I was really welcomed to have that skill, a soft skill for a inspiring women program that happened last year. And that was the turning point for me to connect with the council and then find out incredible amount of initiatives are happening and then inspiring people. So after that, that's a 1-year program that happened. There was an initiation happened to find out all the alumni people and then asking them what they want, how we can journey with them in their life continuously in this council. I was so really impressed the way that, Mayor is hearing what is the need of the council of people and then starting those programs. So I personally want to thank you for that. I would say that ask from us and then you heard it and then you are doing it. So my question is, we know that that part of grabbing all the alumni and then giving them more and more. So what will be the other actions or follow-ups on that area for all the programs that we already done?
So look, Bismi, you would know that this is the final term of the final year of the current term of council. So we'll be in caretaker by September. So some of those initiatives are starting to wind up, but certainly Wyndham is committed to doing more in this space. So I think the inclusive employment space has been a very, very popular program, particularly for women to come together and connect, talk about their needs and look at, ways of connecting, but also ways of increasing their employment opportunities and chances in the city of Wyndham. So that really has been about listening. I think the Welcoming City forums have also been about listening. Over the last 3.5 years, we've run several forums where we've had people from all communities come in, give us their ideas, listen to them, whether it's around health and well-being, mental health, racism, experiences of racism, employment, social and economic inclusion. They're all things we need to keep listening to our community about. So I think in the new term of council, there'll be many, many more of these programs that will happen once a new council is in place. There's also paid workplace immersion placements available at council, and they're regularly promoted across the community. So the community can apply for those experiences and get some local experience. And we're really interested in keeping the alumni together if we can, and having the opportunity to bring the group back together, like we do with the Welcoming City forums as well, bringing people back together to keep listening and keep hearing about what are the needs of our community members. Not just listening, but then acting. Yeah,
I think it's more of active involvement. So
absolutely.
So my listeners, I would recommend watch the space, go through the council pages, and the Facebook page is highly active these days. And even the LinkedIn about the council is also giving lots of information. So watch the space and act properly. So that will be my 2 cents as a resident of council. So Jennie,
we will be winding up the Welcoming City portfolio on the 17th of June. So there's a bit of a thank you afternoon tea for people who have attended those Welcoming City sessions at 4 o'clock on the 17th of June. So invitations have been sent out, but if you didn't get one and you've been coming to those sessions, please let me know and we'll make sure you get an invitation.
Okay. Yeah. So that's an invitation from the council, 17th of June. That's coming up in 10 days' time. So please connect to your contacts in council, and reconnecting and then rekindle whatever we have done is a great way to find out your skill to continue for our next term. So Jennie, I just want to thank you for you doing all this welcoming community of council program. But the other one I really want to mention here is the Winnovation. It was a great program. And I know the preparations for that was tremendous, and the impact for that was awesome. So can you share with us, how did you feel about it after Winnovation? We have many, many people, not just from council area, from different part of the Melbourne. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think you're absolutely right. I agree with you. Winnovation Festival this year was wonderful. There were several things over several days, but the main day of the summit was just such an uplifting day. And we had people come from everywhere. I think this is a real highlight on the Wyndham calendar now, for people to come together and connect. And we had all the movers and shakers from Wyndham and beyond come in and tell their inspiring stories and share their thoughts with people from Wyndham. It was lovely to have such an event in our own backyard. As you say, we had participants come from across Melbourne as well, and we had some international and national people as well. And it's easy to connect online now with those people, but I think Winnovation really is about championing local businesses in our city. Wyndham has the fastest growing rate of residents coming here. We have a fast growing population. We are the fastest growing city. We have a vibrant array of businesses. If you walk down the main street of Werribee, we have every kind of food and restaurant going. So Winnovation is really about sharing and promoting our businesses. It's about innovation. It's about entrepreneurship. It's about all kinds of businesses, whether it's a small business, a large business, whether it's a social enterprise, or whether it's a home-based business. I think what we heard over that summit was really just some mind-blowing ideas from some very clever and innovative people in our city. And I think it was a great success, and I think our council officers do a wonderful job of organising Winnovation.
Yeah, that I totally agree with that. And then we had beautiful connections, and I love that what we did in one of the session is connecting to our First Nation people, and then the meditation through their practice. I felt like that's our core, that's our Wyndham's core. And then when we connect to that, we were all energized. And then, everyone saying, yes, in my culture, this is happening. So it's all finding out their own connection between those core. So that was an awesome one.
Which is wonderful. About that sharing of cultures across our city is something that happens a lot. And it's wonderful to see. It doesn't mean people come here and they give up their culture. We want people to maintain their own traditions and heritage and culture, but it's also about experiencing others and sharing those different practices and cultures. And that can only make us better and stronger as a community.
Exactly. And I know that, Jennie, you are a good teacher in an education perspective. You love and value the power of education. And then I know that that's where you're putting your whole, energy into our next favorite festival that's coming up, the Learning Festival. And I know that you're always doing your time and energy on educating youngsters and the young families. So do you want to share a little bit about what's happening in the council before this the term? And I know that everyone is excited. The preparation is almost there. So what's our next important festival?
Yeah, so the Wyndham Learning Festival will take place from the 1st of September to the 8th of September. It's been going now since 2016, so several years now. It gets bigger and better every year with more and more people getting involved. It happens during a national event which is called Adult Learners Week, and that's really about promoting lifelong learning and promoting community learning. We know that no matter how old you are, we never stop learning. From birth, cradle to grave, we're always learning. That never stops. And the more we can learn, I think the better we become as a society and as a people. So Wyndham Learning Festival, look it up online. You can just go to Wyndham Learning Festival, Google it, it'll come up. There are so many events for everyone to get involved in over a week. Daytime, nighttime, weekends. I think there's something for everyone, whether it's cooking, whether it's STEM, whether it's programs in the library, some industry programs. There's usually some language and some dance classes. So I just encourage everyone to come and try something at the Wyndham Learning Festival.
That's great. So we are all looking forward to it because, last year it was like a great event. So thank you for arranging all these different activities, and then we are active and vibrant. And at the end, I know that that's another important responsibility as a mayor for Wyndham is to work on that, big topic of the country, I would say, the family violence area. And then it's so devastating to see that we lost 41 women in this year itself. And then we had to say that some of them are from our council, our area. So we know that everyone is working together to get that clear law up and running for Australia. But my question for you, Jennie, being this vibrant and multicultural and growing community, we need to enable many different things to make sure that our families are safe. So what's our 4 actions on that topic?
Well, you're right. Family violence continues to be a major health concern and a safety issue across our city. It's a real concern for us at Wyndham, and we do have a community safety portfolio, and Councillor Susan McIntyre holds that position. She works very closely with the local police. But as mayor, I also get briefings from the local police about this. And we do have a local family violence network convened by our council officers. That's a way of developing the skills of people in our community. It's a way of connecting with services that are offering services to women, because it's the women and children that we really need to look after and make sure that they are safe. The way we can do that is to support each other through services, agencies, and make sure that we all have the latest information. We know where to go, we know what to do, how to act quickly when we do have instances of family violence. It is a scourge across our community, not just our community, but across many communities or all communities across Australia. No community is immune from family violence, and it's something that as a community we must tackle together, and we need to have many different approaches to doing that, many ways of being able to tackle it, because it's been around for a long time. There's no easy answer in how we stop it. It won't stop overnight, so we just need to make sure that as a community we're working together and we're doing everything in our power to be able to tackle it together.
Yeah. So that's the core area that I am interested as well, because of our different experiences we had in our life. And as you know, we are also partnering with different things and educating people, empowering them, and then finding out the way to respect other people and then spread that love, joy, and peace. And that's what the core message of this radio show. So I'm so happy that, we are having many different things aligned up and then having those actions coming up and then helping the community the way that we can, and then and encouraging everyone to come closer to the community. So thank you so much for your time, Jennie. But I would love to know a message that you can share to your Wyndham in this series, especially to the listeners to the Radio Winnetka.
So could I just mention too that we'll be running the 16 Days of Activism again this year, Bismi, from the 5th of November to the 10th of December. So I encourage all of our community to get involved in that and to stand up. And,
that's the thing,
help us to fight, family violence in our community. If people want to get in contact with me, the best way to get in contact with me is either via the phone or via email. You can find my details on the council website. So encourage people to get in touch if they need to. Look, I think as a final word, I think as a community, I just want us all to keep embracing each other, to working together understanding each other, show kindness to each other and respect each other. That is an very important thing. I think if we can respect, embrace and understand each other, then we will be a strong community, a happy community and a well-connected community. So I would just encourage everyone to continue down that pathway. Work with us at Council. Let us hear your ideas. We're very open to listening.
Thank you. So that's our, the time from our council office and what's happening in a higher end. And then we know that many different activities are happening, and I'll be bringing all different, special people who is working hard on different areas. And that's where Wyndham knows that, okay, the council is working hard for their community, because sometimes if we are not engaged, we are not getting the viewpoint or the things are happening there. So that's what the initiative that we are doing in this community radio, to share what's the good things happening around Wyndham. So thank you so much for your time to be part of that series and then helping us to find out what's the things are happening in Wyndham. So thank you so much, Jennie, for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Me. It's been a pleasure to chat to you. Thank you. Have a good day.